Yeah, we're here. We're queer and we're ready.
Oh man, this thing has been glitchy as fuck lately.
Mercury retrograde.
I was gonna let you go.
Okay. I have never been to a concert. Okay. Period.
That's not true. You're a dirty liar.
I forgot. I was over us. Okay, my bad. But Hozier, it's daddy. I mean, I know I'm not.
Daddy is here. I do apologize for anyone watching because we are probably glitching a lot. We cannot figure that out, but the volume is okay, and this is a podcast anyway, so really just set us down, don't look at us, and just listen. Just listen.
Listen.
Welcome back. Is this the 7th episode? I titled it Tat 7 volume check. I think it's 7 because I think there's 5 up, 6 is going up today. Lucky number 7. I've been seeing 777, which is quite frankly the only thing that's kept me away from a complete and utter mental breakdown because I'm like, I'm lucky. Something fortunate is going to happen to me. And I keep, right? If you believe it, you'll see it. So I'm like, I keep telling myself it's true. Welcome to the 7th episode of the Talk About Traumatized podcast. It is Nat and Tiff here. I don't know if Rhys will join us. Last time we spoke on Tuesday, I think they were planning on it, but life is life, so who knows. Gigi definitely probably will not be here. She is at work currently, but you get us, so deal with it. Is there anything else to say besides a trigger warning?
I think just the trigger warning.
Okay, this is your trigger warning. We talk about sexual assault, sexual violence, man violence against women. We talk about suicide ideation, depression, anxiety, the disorders, the plentiful mental ones that we have post-traumatic experiences. And if you don't want to hear that, I'm so sorry because you should stick around and be on a healing journey with us. But it's okay if you can't or if you don't want to. Feel free to log off, try back later. Check our Facebook, Instagram out because we are constantly posting helpful little quotes and stuff on there. And hopefully we'll see you later. Or just stick around. You can do that too. So yeah, that's our trigger warning. I feel I don't know how I feel today. I think I was feeling a lot worse and then the music really helped me before we started.
Music does that.
It does. And I did it because I wanted to get my head in the right space.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on this weird like makeshift thing from Chance's forts because last episode I sat on the couch. I just didn't like how it looked when I was editing it. I like the like white wall, even though we got like this thing and thing. I don't care. It's still just like the white wall. The like I don't know. The brown in the background was really just like throwing me off.
Not it. I feel that.
But yeah, we're here. We're queer and we're ready.
We're queer and we're awesome.
Exactly. So I guess we'll start out how we typically do with a check-in.
Okay.
Tiff, how are you doing?
Better. Slightly, but better. I don't know why everything I wanted to say just flew right out of my head. So anyway, been dealing with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff's been coming up. But I am in the process of trying to get things together. It's working. It's going. It's slowly. But I bought a new planner, and so like I'm like, this is gonna fix my life. I know that's not true. But we're gonna try. Anyway.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you want to go into what you've been struggling with at all?
I just feel like I've been triggered a lot lately, and it's not necessarily like the subject of the podcast. It's more like, so I've struggled with like body image issues my entire life. So it's pretty much just the being on camera part and seeing it. And that's pretty much been like the catalyst for all of it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've been trying to take steps to like be healthier and be more active and stuff like that anyway. I think seeing myself sort of on camera is sort of like giving me a little more of the push that I needed. Not that I think I'm coming off very like, I feel like I'm coming off very like, what's the word?
I follow exactly what you're saying, but I too am now struggling. And normally I try to throw words in when people struggle with it.
Vain, maybe vanity.
Vain,
it's not a vanity thing.
Right, okay, vain isn't even being bad necessarily.
Here's the thing. I would 100% not look down upon or judge somebody else who looked like me.
Self-deprecating, maybe?
That is what I'm being, yes. Mm-hmm. So I'm not trying not to come off as one of those people that's like, oh my God, fat people suck. Because fat people are beautiful. You know, it's more of a self-image issue. But anyway... So that's what I'm working against right now. And it's hard because especially when you have depression and anxiety and, you know, you get in a rut and you're like, it's like a cycle. Like cyclical, yeah, like you know what you need to do, but you're depressed. And so you can't get the motivation to do what you need to do. Then it just throws you further into like, you know, you gain more weight because you can't do the things that you know you need to do, and then you're like more depressed, and then that just makes you eat more or not be as active, and it's just like a cycle, and it's something that I've dealt with for a long time. There was a point in my 20s where I feel like it was the only point in my adult life where I was happy with how I looked, but I was going to the gym literally every single day and counting every single calorie that I ate. And some days, like twice a week, I was going to the gym twice a day. And it was, I was healthier, but it wasn't a healthy mindset. And so many different areas of my life suffered because I spent so much time with work, and then I threw in the gym on top of it. Like I literally had time for nothing else. So I'm trying to work on finding a balance between the two. And it's hard because I'm one of those people that when I start something, I'm like, I want to go all in and I want to do everything, and I'm going to have all the success right away. And when it comes to like your physical health and like lifestyle changes and stuff like that, you can't really realistically be like that because it's not maintainable. Exactly. Anyway, so I don't know if you know this, but I actually did complete a program for like personal training and nutrition.
I do remember.
Yeah.
When we lived together, you had like the books and stuff.
Yeah. So trying to pull
one of the times we decided we were gonna go to the gym.
That didn't happen. Did we go ever? Maybe we went once.
I went to Planet Fitness once and it was extremely triggering, but I can get into that. I'm gonna let you keep going, but I'll write that in my notes so I can talk about it.
Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with. I'm trying to come up with a plan for myself and trying to stick to it. The reason I bought the planner was because it's like an hourly planner and you can plan out your entire day. So I feel like if I can get into a routine, that would help a lot. I mean, I know it would help a lot, but still in the early stages, still trying to get myself up. Like I got up with the intention this morning of working out before I came in here. And I did get up. I got up at 6, took the dogs out, and then I was like, you know what? So anyway, that's what I'm dealing with.
I don't remember what it might have been. Atomic Habits or Confidence Code. It might have been one or the other.
I ordered that book, by the way, Atomic Habits.
And you should start with one step. Like literally what the book said when you're trying to start a new habit is if you want to wake up to work out earlier for a week, just wake up early. Like literally move it. And then she said the week after, wake up and put your gym shoes on. And then you can sit down, right? Like literally ease your way into the new habit you're trying to start, going back to that maintainability and stuff. Like, right, so training yourself to wake up earlier is a whole thing. That like take that as your first step instead of trying to do 20 steps in one step, because that is gonna overwhelm you. I really struggle too with the waking up early. Like Chance just now started waking up earlier, which is the reason I'm waking up earlier. If I don't have to get to work, I can't do it. I don't know why. I think it's, my brain knows it can snooze it. It is one of the worst habits to have. Rhys, hello. I need to reshape the square. What was I saying? Oh yeah, just about like building new habits. Yeah, like you're supposed to take it one tiny step at a time. And then yeah, so when we were in Florida, me and you had very much ambition, but quite frankly, Tiff, we were going through a lot. Like, right? I think we were like, and it's hard because, especially because I think me and you are very similar, where we just want something instantaneously and we want to get it done and we want to whatever. We were both like coming to terms with traumatic things that had happened to us, I feel like. For sure. And I honestly think we did that so gracefully. It was such a like, we did take it slow, but we did like, I feel like at least for me, like I think back in my whole grand scheme of life, that's the only time period I've relaxed during, that I've ever chilled out at all. And now I'm trying to take like little bits of that here and there. Like granting myself the permission to rest, because then I got pregnant with Josh, and then it was just like moving, baby, and the opposite of relaxation. And now I just try to allow more periods of that in my week where I sit down or I do whatever.
So I wanted to go back to where you said that we handled it gracefully, and I think we did. I did, but in the moment, it did not feel like it at all. Like I felt like I was imploding all over the place, because like I was working at the bakery and it was so stressful, and really I think I found it mostly stressful because I was so in that point of like coming to terms with things and trying to wrap my head around a lot of things, and my anxiety was the highest it's been in a long time, and super depressed or whatever. And I just remember having a complete mental breakdown at work one day, and I think I called you or I texted you or something, and I was like, I'm coming home.
I think it was a text. I don't know if you called me.
It was like,
I have a horrible memory around these things.
I think it might have been a text. I think it was a text. And
okay, I'm like, I have a faint memory.
But I like it. It was like a small nothing thing that happened, and I just like lost my entire shit, and I was like, I gotta go home. The owner of the bakery showed up, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I gotta go. Bye." But yeah, I do think that we handled it as gracefully as we could at the time, and that's okay.
I think so. Like literally in that time period, I put myself in the middle of a lawsuit, and sometimes I don't like. Because especially at the time I tried to pretend like it wasn't happening. So like when I was working at like First Watch and stuff, I never talked about it with anybody. I did not want them to know that this thing happened to me. I did not want them to know anything about it. While I quite literally every single day was living with so much anxiety. I felt like I was being watched. Quite literally, even though like I knew rationally I wasn't, I felt like I was being watched all the time. I went through a bit of a drinking phase. My sour monkeys, they were good. They were good. But they quite literally were the only thing at the time that made me feel better, and it never stuck. So there's that. And also, literally, the energy I was moving through, like the space in which I was moving through, I stopped smoking weed when I went to Florida. So it really was just like a coping mechanism to make life not feel the way life felt. And when I was in a space to like not do that anymore, I absolutely like just started drinking for fun again instead of like literally just getting drunk because I'm like, I quite literally cannot stand to be alive on this planet. So I'm gonna tip it back. And I still think it was with Grace. I don't know. That to me was just like such everything I prayed for, right? When I was still back in Illinois in the situation I was in, all I wanted was a break. And I mean, I was delusional in the way of thinking that if I moved, my problems would just go away. Absolutely absurd. Anyone listening, you cannot run away from your problems. Trust me. If anybody could will it, it would have been me, and I couldn't have willed it into existence. They kind of I don't know. I'm a firm believer that you can't run away from your problems, that they just tend to follow you until you deal with them. And so I think everything I did at that time with the lawsuit, with the drinking, with just confronting all the things that I felt like I had to be silenced about for a really long time, it was really heavy energy that I did work through and move through. And that little house was like our safe spot. It was just like perfect with our jungle of a backyard.
God, I hate that backyard so much.
Yeah, me too.
So I just wanted to say, yes, obviously you can't run away from your problems, but sometimes removing yourself from the setting is a huge step. And I know you know, obviously, but like down here was probably the best decision that I made as far as my mental health, even though it seems like it coincided with like a decline or, you know, whatever. Those things were going to come anyway.
And I really think a focus though.
Yeah. And I really think that being down here with the support system that I had developed, was the best thing that could have happened. And so, no, you can't run away from your problems. They are going to follow you. But sometimes if you're able to remove yourself from the setting, do it.
I'm going to hop off that because literally, yes, I would not have been able to move through that heavy energy I was talking about, being able to go through with suing a prior employer and go through with just dealing with so much had I not taken myself. What was prohibiting me from doing anything was the fear of being there, the fear of retaliation, the fear of I mean, so many things. I quite literally, when I was in that phase of my life, would not leave the house. I cried every single day. I would go to work, then I would come home and literally cry for 10 hours of the day, scream into pillows, sit in the basement, just like quite literally because I was scared to leave the house. I was so scared to leave the house. I would go to therapy once a week too. But outside of that, I wouldn't go to the store. I would not go anywhere. I was just terrified. I did not feel safe whatsoever. And yeah, I was not able to, because literally the minute I removed myself from the situation was when I got like a drive for life back. And it did not fix my problems. My problems still came, but I was able to deal with them. I was not able to deal with them where I was. And then the minute, I touched down in Florida, I was able to deal with them. Right, even the energy of the drive, it's one of those things that, like, right, you always look back and you're like, at the time you don't know, except I kind of did know that, like, this was a feeling I'm going to remember forever.
The drive from the airport?
We drove the drive from Illinois to Florida, like, when we moved. Like, when my mom was following. Okay, just that drive felt so good. It felt so good. The moment I pulled up into the house, like that first night, me and you on the couch, we just talked and talked and talked. And it was just, it was everything I needed and had prayed for. And Rhys, yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I wanted to just hop off of what you were saying about being scared to leave the house and stuff. And anyone who's like listening, maybe if that is an issue for you, maybe think about getting a service dog or like something like that. Because yes, you can carry like mace and things like that, but a lot of times it helps having a companion there. Like I like to leave the house with my partners, or I like to leave the house with the dog, because our dog is trained to do stuff like that. He's not fully trained, but he's pretty good about staying with you and then like knowing when you're upset or anxious. So I feel like those are things that definitely will help you if you're having the same kind of anxieties about leaving the house, because I have them a lot too. Now I do better, which is funny because, you know, my kids can't protect me or anything. I can protect them, but even leaving the house with my kids makes me feel safer because of the fact that I have somebody who like I'm protecting and I'm like, you know, with. So it kind of helps, you know, having that just for a while until you can build up the confidence to, you know, go on your own.
I completely agree. During that time is when I got Lily, and when I did leave the house, Lily came with me.
Yeah.
There was the Christmas I got Lily, Grandpa Mick, I literally love you so, so much. My Grandpa Mick is not a dog person at all. And we had to go to my Grandpa Mick's house for Christmas, and they told me I could not bring Lily, and I told them I will not go if I cannot bring my dog. And it wasn't, I have never, ever, literally in my whole life that I can recall, ever done anything to disagree with my grandpa. I mean, you talk about a man I respect. That is a man I respect. But I couldn't leave her. Like, that's what they didn't understand, especially because, like, my family didn't know what I was going through at the time and stuff like that. But it was either she was coming or I wasn't. I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave the house if she wasn't coming with me. And so, yeah, I think that is such a great like point to bring up, that it is really, really helpful to have a companion, even if it's a four-legged friend, because they truly can help with that so much.
And a lot of people second think about messing with people with dogs because you never know the temper. And a lot of people won't mess with people that are in groups.
No, I agree. I think it's a great solution. So literally, because we were running a little bit late because of technical difficulties, I had just asked how Tiff was doing this last week kind of stuff when you hopped on. So Rhys, how are you doing this week?
I've had a rough night, a rough day. I've been puking since like 1.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think I caught whatever stomach bug Marcy's good job had, and I've had to keep the kids home today. And I'd hate when they miss school because it makes me feel like such a shit parent for making them miss school. But like I didn't know if I was gonna stop puking by the time they got out of school, so I just was like, better not. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like shit today. Like, I mean,
thank you for hopping on.
I mean, I'm okay enough. Like, this is fine. Like, all I'm gonna do is just lay back down. Like, I have to be somewhat up anyway because the kids are home. So I might as well kill some time and have some conversation. Because I mean, I've stopped throwing up since 9. Like 9 was the last time I did it. I was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, and then 9, and I've been okay. And I kind of been trying to eat some like grapes and stuff and try to get some energy back. But I hate puking. It's like the one thing I hate doing. I would take the other end before I took that end. I was like, I do not. It hurts my stomach so much. You know, when it comes up and hurts your stomach when it tenses. Oh, no. I'm not about that life. Nope.
I desensitized myself. I don't care about puking. It's so bad. And I know I should because I used to. No, it's a problem. It's not a good thing that I don't mind throwing up. It's not. It comes from horrible things.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, it was so like the stomach bug was horrible. I had that stomach bug a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same one, but I had a stomach bug, and mine was like every 5 to 10 minutes, my stomach. You know, when you have it, you feel your stomach turn. Like you can feel it, like. Ooh. And that part to me was bad. Like that part when I could feel my stomach turning, but the act of throwing up, it just doesn't get to me. I wish it did. But it just does not bother me. But I'm so sorry you have had that because it really is so unpleasant.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm just more tired than anything. that's a lot of it. I noticed yesterday I was like falling asleep at like 9 o'clock, and I was like, that's not like me. Usually I'm like wired to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I think that was like the worst of it, like for now.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anything else that was really going on. Life is just lifing and kind of kicking our ass right now. Yeah. We're all really tired, and this week has just been really long.
It does feel really long.
Mm-hmm.
Today's Thursday. It took me a second. I'm trying to think about. I feel like I have been the constant, like literally my whole week has been up and down. So Sunday was a great day because we filmed on Sunday, and I remember because Tiff, I think I texted you the day before. Like I was not feeling it the day before, and then Sunday I woke up, felt like I had a better grip on my life than I had in a minute.
Yeah.
So Sunday had felt pretty good. Monday came and I went to therapy, and I had a great time at therapy. Like I literally had a great time. I feel like I do feel like I'm actively making like great work in the sense of like recognizing my feelings, trying to communicate them, trying to honor myself within that instead of shame myself, because I think that is what I tend to do the most whenever I have any feeling is make myself feel bad about them. And so I feel like that was all great, but like I left therapy and I just like crashed. I kept crying. I didn't even know. I was like, I mean, it's like so many things when we were talking about it, because then I think it was Tuesday, right? Because we still did a call Tuesday, but we didn't do like a meet like this. Yeah. And I think a lot of it is just like connection for me. Like it is so, which is why, Rhys, I'm so thankful you were like, let's meet, because it really is, it helped me. And it's just like, I know it's just a phase of life that I'm in where I don't particularly feel close to very many people, especially the people close to me.
Yeah.
It's a disconnect, I think.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like I feel like I'm overthinking almost every interaction I have with people. Yeah. And like there's no point where I just feel like conversation is flowing. Mm-hmm. And then Tiff, I was texting yesterday morning because then it was like really getting to me. Like I think it was just a culmination of things. Mm-hmm. Like yesterday morning it was really, really getting to me. And I was feeling really low. It's also it's right. It's the connection, and then it's the uncertainty of life. Like I keep finding myself in this rut of thinking where it's like I am betting so hard on myself in life right now. Like I'm literally betting so hard on myself, and I believe in it so much. But I'm in that phase where I'm betting on myself, but I'm getting no payoff yet, and that's scary. Mm-hmm. It's okay, and I will not stop betting on myself, right? I believe so much in what I'm doing that I refuse to not bet on myself, but it's also terrifying when I want a stable home. I want to be able to go on trips. I want to be able to just get the things I need to get in this economy. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's just, I think they're all those feelings are like really pressing close to me all the time, where it's just like, am I doing the right thing? And it is like, yeah, it's not even a question, right? Like it's literally not even a question, because I know I'm quite literally doing the only thing I care to do right now. The reason I'm not going out applying to a shit ton of jobs right now is because I can't be a good employee to them, frankly. Like I literally cannot be a good employee unless it's going to be doing something regarding helping survivors and things like that, because that is where my heart lies. And it's just not going to change anytime soon. I'm certain I'll get older, and once I probably have had a lot of accomplishments trying to help, or not even trying, helping survivors, I might reach a phase in my thinking where it's like, well, what else is out there? I'm certain I might get there one day. There's a whole big long existence for me to have, hopefully. And I'm just not there yet, and I know exactly what I want to do. So it's just a matter of like keep putting it out there, keep talking about it, keep connecting and connecting and connecting with people. And right, it's whoever gets it on the first try. Like literally nobody, but I'm sitting here because I feel like my whole livelihood is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like not that I'm not like getting the support I need, but I don't have a bunch of people around me being like, you go, girl, you go. Obviously, I have y'all, which fucking amazing of us, but we understand why this is so important. And it's there's such a good quote about like how when you start changing up the things you're doing, you lose friends because they've always known you one way. And when you start to do something different, you lose them. And I wouldn't even say I necessarily like lost the friends for that reason so much as me also gaining value of myself and seeing myself in a better light and realizing I also deserve to be treated better as a friend and things like that. I think it's definitely both, right? I think when I moved to Florida, a majority of my friends I lost, honestly. I think that's when I really lost them. And whether that was me moving or me coming forward about everything that happened to me, regardless, I don't even care. Like, I literally don't even care because the ones who were meant to be by my side will be by my side because I know I'm a good friend. I know the way I care about people and I know the way I love them. And I don't know. I'm just in a phase of life, and then I was talking to Tiff about it last night where my day did get better because it turned around because I had a coworker come in and talk to me about the Drake and the J. Cole and the Kendrick Lamar drama that's taking place right now, and me and her constantly talk about like pop culture, things like that. That is how we have bonded at work. But it was just such a really good conversation. We haven't had a conversation this good about it since freaking Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. And then last night I discovered these amazing deep dive videos that like broke it down by year what led to this and things like that. And I just feel like I have a way better understanding than I did yesterday when I talked about it. So I sent it to her, and I know we'll talk about it today.
Speaking of beefs and shit like that, you know what I want? I need to follow 50 Cent on Instagram. Because about going back to my generation, the P. Diddy, 50 Cent, Eminem, all of that, I really, really, really need to get into this. Like, I don't know much about it right now, but I know, like, apparently 50 Cent is making a documentary about Diddy.
I don't know if that's real. We were talking about that yesterday.
I don't know if that's real, but I've heard about it, but I also do know that he is commentating on everything that is happening on his Instagram. And I don't know why I'm not following him already. He was my shit when I was in high school. But anyway.
It's so funny because my boss at the Women's Center, when we asked her about her feelings on it, she said, they are all people who make music in the industry that I don't listen to. And then she said, but if it was Ludacris, and I was just dying because I was like, there is just that like, right? This really is like one of those age gap things where, and I so believe it because, right, my dad still listens to the music he listened to when he was 20, right? He thinks there's nothing more superior. So that music that like really grappled you during those formative years, I think you carry it with you forever. Like,
no, you really do. Like psychologically, you do. Like there's a formative period in like, it's like the pubescent, prepubescent, like right after period, where a lot of the things that you take with you for the rest of your life are all those wires are connected. So like the music you listen to during that time, like your view on love, your view on sex, relationships, all of that forms during that time. So it's interesting and it's funny, but it's also like psychologically sound that you take that music with you. Music, movies, like I don't listen to a lot of current music because I'm still stuck in the music that was like when I'm
gonna be stuck here forever. Yeah, don't worry.
No, forever.
As an emo kid.
Same. I mean, I have some emo, pop punk, but rap.
All-time low in red jumpsuit apparatus.
Red jumpsuit apparatus. Yeah, face down.
Yeah.
I went through my emo phase in middle school. I actually feel like I'm pretty well versed in that sense because I do think I hit all phases. And I carried it with me throughout high school, but mine was still more like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it wasn't even more. Like, it was. Like, yeah. I listened to All Time Low. I listened to the other ones, but like.
I got to see them in concert, Fall Out Boy. I was very excited about it. They were really good. I've seen them
3 times in concert.
I have never been to a concert. Okay. Period.
That's not true. You're a dirty liar.
I forgot. Okay, my bad. The only concert I've ever been to.
But guys, I remember being so honored I got to take it.
Yeah, you were. It was a good time too. Mm-hmm. But Fall Out Boy, definitely. Fall Out Boy through like at least the last half of high school was like my shit. A little bit of Panic at the Disco, but it did, like, I do have a little bit of everything, because when I was growing up, we were very much like a country music household. And then my oldest brother listened to like Metallica, Nirvana, fucking Slayer, shit like that.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of that, and then like there's I had another brother who listened to rap, and so I was like, okay, this is some cool shit, but like, you really want to get me, bro? Fall Out Boy, Yellow Card.
I got those jetpack blues.
Yes, Yellow Card is a good one. That I didn't discover until I was like in my 20s, late 20s. I think a friend that I worked with showed them to me, but they're very much the same sound.
And they're from Chicagoland.
Really? No, I didn't know that.
Fall Out Boy. Now I feel the need to double check, but I'm like 99.999% certain.
You also know Sleep Token though, right? That's like a newer one. Sleep Token? Oh my god.
No.
You gotta look them up. They're so good.
There is some newer music that I like though. I mean, Hozier. I love Hozier.
Yeah, Illinois. Technically a suburb of Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Chicago.
Yeah. But Hozier, it's daddy. I mean, I know I'm
daddy is hell.
I know I'm not alone in that, but like,
yeah, he's a sweetie.
He's just like, his voice and the way he sings.
Yeah,
like,
it's the way like, for me.
I love him.
This is one
of
those
Hozier, if you're listening,
ones. Sorry,
I love you.
This is one of those lip plumping lip glosses, which is why I keep putting it on, because it makes my lips tingle, which I think helps me like not bite my cheeks.
Hey, mine was too today. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's I'm just literally, because that's the second time, and I'm not normally a real fire, but I'm like, make my lips tingle. Please make my lips tingle.
It's not even about the plumping. Yeah, it's the tingly.
I just love it when my lips tingle. I'm like, ooh. It feels like I did something that I didn't do.
I do not wear makeup.
That's completely okay. I do some days, and some days I don't. Today,
I feel like doing it just to remember what it's like, and then I put it on, and I'm like, I don't like it.
I mean, your face feels better without it. After having Chance is when I was like, yeah, my face definitely feels better without foundation on it. But I also switched my foundation. My foundation is not nearly as heavy as it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I really feel like I've been all over the board too in certain ways. Like, my mom growing up was super into that like 2000s punk.
Yeah.
She dated a drummer in a band. Literally, you want to talk about moments you'll never forget? They were doing like a Halloween kids party type of thing, and they sang "Are You Gonna Be My Girl?" And I got pulled up on stage, and I still to this day are like, "Are you gonna be my girl?" And every time I hear it, I'm like, that song was mine. It's my song that got sang to me.
I love that
when
song.
I was 12 years old.
I don't know who we're talking about.
It seems a little. I don't want to dampen your memory. Isn't that song about like a romantic relationship though?
Yes, it is, but it wasn't like that because it was a children's party, but that was like the music that they listened to. I think it's called "Are You Gonna Be My Girl?" Isn't it by Jet?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's "Are You Gonna Be My Girl" by Jet. Yeah. And then I entered my like alt emo stage in high school. And I mean, throughout this all, I've listened to Jason Mraz too. That's who I grew up listening to, which is a whole different category. And then once I graduated high school, Cardi B's album dropped, and that was like my gateway drug into like the rap music. And I had heard like really popular Kendrick songs, really popular Drake songs, and then yesterday, with all this drama going on, because my all-time favorite rapper is J. Cole and has been for years, and I stand 10 toes fucking down on this opinion, just like Drake stands 10 toes down in Miami, Florida. But I don't know what that means. J. Cole. So Pretty Little Fears by Black, I like to call him Six Lack, but it's Black, features J. Cole in it, and I really, really think that was the song that like I fell in love with J. Cole on, and then like I go back through his discography, and there just like wasn't like during those years of my life of like 19 to 23, I felt like J. Cole understood me. I felt loved. I felt appreciated solely by this artist who had no idea who I am. And he was absolutely like writing songs to his wife and things like that. But he made me, right? I was listening to it again today, Pretty Little Fears. And it brings back those feelings, right? Because music psychologically does do that. Yeah. Right, if you listen to a song specifically, like when you were in a relationship, you will never not think about it later on in life. That is how the brain is wired. And the only way to even do something about it is to have more memories with the song after, but it will still always last. Whatever. I was listening to it again this morning on my way to Dunkin', and I was like, I love this song. No song makes me feel this good. And I just love J. Cole. I think the whole drama, though, is really just kind of sad. First of all, Drake, yes, you're kind of a rapper, but you're also a pop star. So just take yourself out of the category. Like, literally, my biggest problem with it all, especially after doing this, like, deep dive, is that I really feel like, right, and this is right, I just told you how much I love J. Cole and things like that. I feel like J. Cole has aligned himself with Drake because J. Cole knows that there is not a world in which Drake can be a better rapper than J. Cole. But I also feel like, right, Kendrick has done all of this dissing against Drake. And it really is the three of them in this loop. But it's because Kendrick knows the only rapper who he might not be better than is J. Cole, which is J. Cole's whole point. Like, the reason you won't say my fucking name is because you know I'm the one you can't go against. I think they are both phenomenal rappers. I think they're both phenomenal lyricists. I have not been part of rap culture. And just honestly, music culture to me is not that deep. I don't feel this like, right, I wasn't alive during the Michael Jackson phase and stuff. I don't understand this like necessity to be the king, like the best, because that's subjective. That's what I don't understand about it is like J. Cole, he is the king to me. To me, I think his lyrics and his music and his flow are the best. But I also listen to Kendrick's music and completely respect anyone who thinks he's the best. But they're both obsessed with being the best, and then Drake is some like just egotistical third player who claims he's the best. And I just find Drake corny. I find him, ever since the whole Megan Thee Stallion, when he sided with Tory Lanez, I literally just lost all respect for him. Yeah. That is when it happened for me. So really whatever. And then also, and you look into Drake and Rihanna's like whatever, he is so corny. But that's part of his brand, and he's a Scorpio, and I just kind of get it. He's such a Scorpio man that I like get it. I don't think it's good or attractive or appealing, but I get it. And I just think that Drake is in a different category. As much as he wants to claim he's an amazing rapper and all these things, and he does rap in some of his songs, I think the songs that are the most popular, I think the hits that got him up were all pop songs. And I think that's okay too, but he just wants to be the hardest when he's not the fucking hardest, and he just needs to chill the fuck out. And so really, I don't know. I really did such a deep dive into it last night, and it's just, like I said, at the end of the day, I think there's subjective titles. I think what one person thinks is the king, somebody else is not going to think is the king. I don't know why they feel the need to fight for this king title, because that's what it comes down to. That's what this whole thing is. And Drake just having his feelings butthurt at Kendrick too. That's a part of it.
isn't it crazy? And maybe this is my like age coming out a bit, but like when I was younger and growing up and stuff, like rappers, and I guess I don't know because I, haven't researched it a lot, but you just assume that most rappers were like, came from like rags to riches, like stories, right? They had these hard lives and they, that's what they were rapping about, and making music about and stuff like that. And then you get like, and I don't know much about modern rappers, obviously. I'm just going to say that right now. But I do know, didn't Drake come from money? Like,
yeah, so that's actually like a big part of this is because Kendrick and J. Cole,
he was on Degrassi, wasn't he?
Poor. Yes. Drake grew up on Degrassi in Canada, very privileged, but he likes to act like he didn't. That's part of the problem with Drake. That's why a lot of people have issues with Drake. Megan Thee Stallion called it out when she said fake ass accents. Like literally, like.
And the thing is, and that's okay, because like I'm not here to say that people who grow up privileged and with money and stuff like that don't have traumatic experiences and they can't use those to like make art or whatever. But like when you want to portray yourself a certain way, that's the problem.
That's where people have the issue with it. Is I don't know. Like I said, it's all subjective, and I'm so sorry to any Drake listeners, especially if you're offended. I actually can get down with a Drake song. I have so many Drake songs that I truly enjoy. I just don't believe under any circumstances that he's the best rapper. And I think, like I said, I think J. Cole aligned himself with him because J. Cole knows that. And I think Kendrick also knows that about J. Cole. And I really think that, because yesterday when I was talking about it with my coworker, I was like, why is J. Cole in this anyway? Like, J. Cole doesn't have beef. Like, I didn't understand it. And then yesterday when I did my deep dive, I was like, holy shit, this whole beef is really Kendrick versus J. Cole. And then Drake is over there with his hurt feelings and ego that is exuding himself to this third position that doesn't need to be there. But yeah, I don't know. It was so funny because we had one of my other bosses in there and he was talking about it and he had a lot of feelings on it too. And he really said the saddest part of it all is the fact that we're just never going to get a Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole track. And I said, you're right. Like that really is at the end of the day, the saddest part of it all. Just like I was so sad that we were never going to get a Nicki and Cardi track. And then we did get one, but it will never happen again. And that came with a lot of beef. Also, side note, I might get to see Gigi tomorrow. I might get to see Gigi. She is driving through the state of Illinois, straight through Champaign, Illinois. What? And she texted me earlier. She was like, where do you live? I was like, Springfield. And she was like, oh my God. I don't know what show she's going to or whatever like that. But she sent me the screenshot of the map and she was like, I'm driving right by there. And so depending on what time, because I have to work 8 to 4 tomorrow, but if they are getting there later in the day, you best believe it's Josh's day. I'm fucking going. I'm really, really hoping I get to see her. But yeah, that was literally this morning when we discovered that. And so that's exciting. I'm glad about that. Do we have any concluding thoughts? Life kind of sucks right now. We just had a full moon in Libra and we just had a lunar eclipse, and then we also have a solar eclipse coming up on April 8th. So the planets are also planeting. Mercury retrograde we're in a shadow period for, and I know not everyone believes that, but I do, because the way I felt and the energy that has just been laid upon my chest the last week has not been there. And yeah,
should be right.
I don't have any concluding thoughts. I don't have any thoughts right now.
Yeah, me either. Drake, J. Cole. What else do we talk about? Body issues. Just getting on a routine.
Yeah.
Being sick. I don't know why I feel the need to wrap up like this. And that's what we talked about in today's episode.
In case you are watching the end and not the entire episode, this is what we covered. In case
you just jumped to the end instead of starting at the beginning. I guess we should probably do a grounding exercise, since it's honestly been a minute since I've done one, and I know I could use one. Tiff, do you have any ready, or should I?
Don't have any ready.
I don't know, but we'll start. So You're supposed to list off 5 things you can see. If somebody wants to start.
Okay. I see the lizard scurrying around on my lanai.
I see the cardboard rocket ship I made for Chance.
I see my TV in the background. And Adventure Time, too.
That's a good one. Sorry, there were 5 things we saw that we were supposed to do.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if we were
I forgot. No, it's 5 things. And I totally started that whole thing off. Okay. The lizard's on the lanai.
I didn't know if you were going to
my little Scentsy thing burning. Well, not burning, but doing its thing. I can see my dog is sleeping on his little dog bed next to my desk. The cup that I use for my coffee, and the drawing of an eyeball that I did while we were talking.
Oh, that's a good one. So I said the rocket ship. I see my lip gloss. I see the colors changing on the microphone. I see the little basketball hoop on the back of the chair that Chance likes to play with, and I see the baby gate.
TV, coffee, picture of Mia on my desk, and then that's 3, right?
Yes.
4, my camera, and 5, my tarot deck.
Perfect. The next one is 4 things you can touch.
Okay. We can use the same things. My coffee cup. My tarot deck that I just had. Welcome to today's episode. My planner. And this cool rock that my niece got me from outside.
I love that. I have the little thing that I'm sitting on that's Chance's, and it's super soft. I also can feel the chair in front of me. I can feel my laptop, which is a Surface, so if you know, they have like a weird texture to them. And I can feel my lip gloss tingling on my lips when I put it on. Was that not 4? Oh, okay.
Armchairs, glasses, and microphone. This thing is fun to play with.
I think you need one more.
But that was 4.
Armchair,
glasses.
Both armchairs. That's 2.
Glass. Oh, okay. That's a technicality.
But
we'll take it. Oh, I need the next thing. I think it's. I'm not gonna guess. 3 things you can hear. Dang it! That's what I was gonna guess.
I can hear my ceiling fan.
Yes.
I hear Natalie laughing. And I hear my cat scratching at the door to get in.
Jack.
Jack.
I can hear the buzzing in the back of the headphones. I can also hear the central air going, and then I can also hear my own voice as I talk in the headphones to the mic.
I hear my kids. So does that count as 2? Because
you can if you're doing technicalities.
Rhys is doing a speed grounding. Okay, they're like, this is multiple things. Well, that's how I live. I hear see multiple things constantly. So I'm like, this is what my life is. And then I hear myself and you guys. So technically, I have 4. So.
There you go.
Bam, bam. 2 things you can smell.
I can smell my coffee cup, and I can smell the candle that I have burning.
I can smell the coffee that I just drank on my breath, which I don't know if that's a good breath thing. It don't smell bad to me, but I can still smell it, and I can smell the lip gloss I just put on my lips that are currently tingling my tongue.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't smell anything. My nose is stuffy. I can't.
You have 2 nostrils that aren't currently working.
I can't smell shit.
Okay.
And then the last one is 1 thing you can taste.
Coffee.
Coffee.
The tingling. All right. Well, folks, that's a wrap. I hope you spotted things out with us, enjoyed the exercise. Hopefully energy starts to lighten up these next coming weeks. It has been really heavy. Keep chasing your dreams, keep taking care of yourself more importantly, and we will be back next Thursday.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.